Hi, welcome to the We Can Access channel. My name's David. In this video, I'm gonna talk about why accessibility is good for business. I'm gonna look at it from the business side, and I'm also gonna look at it from the consumer side as well. First of all, also a little bit about me. Number one, I'm a senior lecturer of special needs, and I've supported over 270 people on their MA dissertations, supported over 260, 70 odd people on their behaviour modules as well. I've got a master's in education. I struggled at school as well. I didn't go to university till I was 27. My first essay that I handed in was 1,000 words, one full stop somewhere, not quite sure where, 600 spelling mistakes. I still struggle with literacy to this day. If it wasn't for technology, my spelling would be pretty bad. I'm really grateful for technology. My daughter is a cancer survivor. My father had something called multiple system atrophy, and I've got friends and relatives who have got numerous disabilities. And again, I've got other hidden disabilities as well. So I live and breathe this stuff 24/7, both professionally and personally, and have done for, I would say, most of my life. So let's come back to the topic. Why is accessibility good for business? There are three reasons that I'm going to cover in this area. One, staff retention. Two, marketing. And three, the market size. So let's look at staff retention. Why are we starting with staff retention? Well, if you look at the numbers, a lot of people, and there is an increasing number of people who have got hidden and visible disabilities. So what that means is that if the organization, if the business doesn't have good accessibility, you're losing out on potentially very good employees. And that means that you're not maximizing your talent base as well. Now let's also look from a customer side of things. I'm a customer because I am, and I've got family members and friends who have got disabilities. And I'm looking for good goods and services. I'm looking for companies that I can spend my money with, that I can spend my hard-earned money with and have a very good customer experience. I come into an organization, and this is the user journey. I look for an organization, I have certain expectations. I then start on the customer journey. And when I go along to, let's say, a physical place, a restaurant, a leisure center, I'm looking to potentially buy a car, a mobile phone. I'm looking, I don't know, to buy apples in the local supermarket or the local grocery store. I'm looking for a very good customer experience. And I have certain expectations to spend my hard-earned money and my family members, and I might actually be buying stuff for other people as well. If my customer experience isn't met and the access isn't good, there isn't a ramp, people aren't listening to me, people are talking quickly, there aren't the right pens, the shopping trolley is too high or too low, my customer experience isn't going to be as positive. And when I start interacting with employees or people who work for that business, chances are I might be slightly more frustrated or annoyed. I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to walk out the door, say goodbye, and you've lost my money, or I might be slightly more hostile towards staff. Now, if the staff are good, they're going to be very nice. They're going to be helpful, and they're going to make my customer journey that much better. Also, when I'm talking about customers, I'm also talking about hospitals, because there are quite a few hospitals. I know that I'm in England, but there are hospitals that are private. So I'm talking about all of the customer experience. And when I, as a consumer, are coming along and starting to deal with the staff, I might start getting frustrated, annoyed, agitated. And by intent or not intentionally, I will start talking to those staff in a slightly more assertive way. And the problem is that the staff will then have to deal with it. It might frustrate them. They might get annoyed. It might start building a level of frustration up with them. And the staff can only take so much. The thing is, if you are a business owner, and I'm talking to you, the business owner right now, and the manager, it costs you time and money to employ people. It's an advert, it's recruitment. It doesn't matter what type of organization you are, unless, of course, you're in the recruitment industry. It takes time to employ and find staff. And it might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. It might take 5 days. How long does it take to train those members of staff? That's coming at a cost to your core business, which is providing goods or services or producing stuff. And if your staff are getting negative interactions with your clients, the chances are you're going to have a higher staff turnover, which means it's going to hit your bottom line because it's going to take away from your core business, which is selling goods and services. Also, and just think about this for a moment, and if you are a business owner, I want you to speak to your HR. I want you to look and just reflect upon the staff that you have. How many of those people have got hidden or visible disabilities? How many of those people have got relatives who have got disabilities? Because some of your best people to promote your business are the people that work for you. They will promote your business, and they know, and they will know how good the accessibility is for your business, because they'll know it inside out. And so don't ever forget that when you have good accessibility, your staff will recommend. And you have no idea what Facebook groups they're on, what other social media platforms, like Threads. They might have a YouTube channel. They might be a member of Cubs, Scouts, Girl Guides. They might be members of faith groups. And these staff members will potentially say, they might come across people and they'll hear them saying, oh, I've got a disability. I know somebody in a wheelchair. I know somebody who's got dyslexia, or ADHD, something, any one of hundreds of disabilities. And they might hear and say, well, do you know what? Actually, it's really good if you come to this business because they're really great on customer service. So your staff are your strength. Don't ever forget your staff, and make sure that you treat your staff very well, because they are your frontline members on showing how good the accessibility is. So you've got staff retention as well. Then let's look at marketing. And this leads to my previous point about staff retention, because actually your staff will talk about how good your business is. Also, what you need to bear in mind is that people with disabilities, people who are carers, people who are family members who have got disabilities, are on social networks. They know people. They have to network because just by nature of, they have to network, and they are networking. And they're looking for goods and services. They're looking for good quality goods and services. It could be the ice cream van that comes around. It could be the local supermarket, the local shop. It could be the local fishmonger. Anybody. And critically, the power of social networks for marketing for business owners is phenomenal. So if and when a business has good accessibility, good customer service for people with disabilities and hidden and visible disabilities, the word will spread. Now, I might be slightly wrong on the figure, and please let me know. I think the figure is one, if you have a good customer experience, you'll tell 3 people. If you have a bad customer experience, you'll tell 10 people. So by default, actually, and also don't forget, you've got, like in England, you've got Trustpilot, and you've got lots of review sites. So if people have a good customer experience, the customers will actually share how good the accessibility was at the place, which means they're doing the marketing. Now, when I'm talking about good accessibility, It could be you might have, if you're a business owner, there might be limitations on your business on the accessibility. There might be regulations for building and certain codes. But it doesn't take, no, I'm going to correct myself. I was going to say it doesn't take much for good customer service, but it does take a lot. It takes a lot for people to be aware of how people are interacting with the space and with the service. So it could be that somebody comes to the front door, there isn't a ramp, or the ramp is slightly steeper, and you've got somebody who, a member of staff, who's just looking around, tidying up, but they spot that person struggling. It could be that they're struggling to reach something, a service, opening a door. But that member of staff or the staff having an awareness of the issues that people are struggling with from an access issue will then enable the people to go over to the people who are struggling and say, do you need a hand? In the appropriate, culturally appropriate way. And that can overcome the physical access issues that might be in that place because of the rules and regulations. So from a pure, coming back to the marketing element, actually the word will spread that the organization has got good accessibility, and the customer base will increase. And that again will lead to better staff retention, so you're reducing the costs. Coming to the market size, I recently heard a figure that 1 in 2 people will get cancer. What's cancer got to do with disabilities? Well, actually, depending upon the type of cancer, you've got people who have got people will have mobility issues. They might be more vulnerable to infections. There could be, they might suffer from it, or not suffer, they might have hair loss. There are so many different issues, both in the short-term and long-term for cancer, that cancer alone is causing access issues. And I remember, cancer, I remember when my daughter was going through treatment, she was going through, her immune system was very, very low. We were still desperate to get out, to go out for a bite to eat, to go to a local zoo, to just be with people, not be isolated. Here's the thing. We looked for places that were clean and tidy, that had good accessibility from a cleanliness perspective. And the moment we heard about a certain place, we would go there and we would happily spend our money. So you've got, thanks to modern medicine, you've got more people are surviving illnesses. You've got people who have epilepsy, MS, lots of different access and disabilities. And also, again, I'm going to come back to, and sorry for digressing, is thanks to the way cars have gone, more people are actually surviving car accidents, but they're living with, again, hidden and visible disabilities. So thanks to modern medicine, more and more people are surviving illnesses and more people are getting them. So the market size is growing, and any good business, any sensible business will look for ways to enable accessibility in any way. So is accessibility good for business? Absolutely. Your market size is increasing, you reduce your staff turnover, which means you can focus on your core business. More people will spread the word on accessibility, and that your services are good, which means your businesses will thrive. And I strongly believe that a competitive edge that companies need to do is focus on accessibility, because that's one way of increasing their customer base. Thank you very much for listening. If you found this useful, please like, subscribe, look at our videos and share. Take care. Have a lovely day.